So today I'm with Elah Garcia. Hello, you're an island girl?
Yes, I'm Dominican.
And we've worked together quite a few times. You probably see her all over ASOS. You've literally been all over.
Tool.
Yeah, you feed ASOS tool, you're literally all over. So we've worked together before. You've probably seen her on my Instagram, but I decided to do something a little bit different, and we've gone for like a really beautiful like emerald smoky eye. So stay tuned to see how I recreated it. So I'm going to be starting with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand. I've already prepped Elah's skin, and I'm just going to be moisturising that in. This literally helps just to keep the makeup on and just smooth out the skin a little. Your skin is beautiful though. So I'm just taking the soap brow, and I'm just running that through the eyebrows. You have amazingly thick eyebrows, but we just obviously just want to keep them all in the same direction, but just keep them brushed up. So I'm just going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow palette, and I'm just going to go and use a slightly darker one at the bottom. So just to fill them in, I'm just going to be using upward strokes, just creating lines as well. What I don't want is creating a block eyebrow. So we still want to keep those brows looking super fluffy. So I'm just going to be using these strokes upwards. So I'm just going to be taking the NARS Creamy Concealer in Caramel, and I'm just going to be shaping. I'm just going to basically be using this as an eyeshadow primer, which you guys can do all the time. You know, you don't necessarily always have to prime the eyes with eye primer. Sometimes concealer works just as well. Just layer it on a little bit, powder it down, and then you can apply the eyeshadow directly on top. So I'm literally just going to sharpen up the eyebrows a little. And then bring the concealer all over the lid. So to create this smoky eye, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty palette. However, I'm using one colour out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the dark green just here. Just to give it a bit of depth, and also the pigments of this palette are incredible. So I'm just going to start by buffing it in the corners and buffing it all along. So I'm just buffing in this colour all over. And as you can see, the pigments are quite strong, so you really don't need a lot of them. So I'm just working into the corner and just working my way around. So now I've just finished buffing this dark green matte shadow all over the eye. So I've really concentrated in the outer corners, and then I'm just going to take my larger blending brush. And what the key is with eyeshadows that you don't want to look harsh and you want them perfectly blended is literally just keep going over it, and you're just going to get a really nice blended eyeshadow. Then just to add a little bit more depth, like some of the corners slightly darker, I'm going to be taking the same shadow and just a little pencil brush. This is actually one that gets free with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I literally have about 10 of these, but they're really good. This one is really good. I don't use the blending one as much. It's a little bit stiff, but this side is great for things like this. So I'm just adding the depth in the corner on both sides. And then the same again, I'm just going to go over it and blend it out. So next I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty. So this is the Emerald Obsessions. These are just amazing. I have all the colours of these palettes. They're just amazing in your kit. You know, if you're on a job and you just never know what a client or anyone's going to ask for, by having these 5 palettes, you kind of got yourself covered. So I'm just going to be applying this dark green all over the lid. And as you can see, it really is a beautiful, beautiful green. Same again on this side. Then I'm going to be taking the lighter green. I'm going to mix these two and look down for me over there, this way. And I'm just going to be applying that in the corner. Just so we get a really nice light fade. So we're going light to medium green to dark. And once, and look up for me, and I'm just going to bring that light one just in the tear duct to really make that eye pop. And just sit straight for me. Perfect. Fab. So I'm just going to take my Ciate London kohl green liner and just close your eyes to me in Forest. So I'm just going to run this along the lash line all the way into the corner. And I'm going to try and just use my blending brush, softly just blend it out. Just so it blends into the shadow, but it's, obviously you can see it just blends really easier just so the line isn't super harsh. And look up for me. And I'm just going to be applying that in the waterline as well. You're quite good with that. Some people are really bad with it. And look up as well.
I'm used to.
How long have you been modelling? How old are you?
3 years.
3 years. Close to me. You are used to it. And then I'm just going to gently blend that out. So I'm just going to be taking this matte green shadow from the Jaclyn Hill palette that we used earlier, and I'm just going to be running that all along the bottom lashes. Beautiful. So I'm just going to be taking these, they're called Kiss lashes. I've still yet to find any social content of them online. I want to tag them in post and I can't find them. Anyway, so I'm just going to be using them, and I've trimmed them very slightly just to fit your eyes. So I'm just going to apply a touch of mascara. I've already applied the lashes on the other side. And I've just used a little bit of Huda Beauty Lash. Huda Beauty Lash they have a darker lash glue, and I find sometimes on darker skin, it's better to use a darker glue because sometimes the white, if it doesn't dry properly, it can look quite chalky. So I'm just going to apply that straight on the eyelids like this. And open for me. So I've just applied a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes, and now I'm going to be moving on to the skin. So I'm just going to be taking the Smashbox Studio Skin, and I'm using it in shade 414? 411.
411.
4.1. I looked at you for the answer. Yeah. Anyway, so we are using shade 4.1. So I'm just going to be taking my Rodial multi-blend brush, and I'm just going to be lightly blending this all over the skin. I don't think we need a huge amount of coverage. I know we don't need a huge amount of coverage, so I'm not going to be using loads, but it's simply just to even out the skin tone slightly. Do you wear much foundation normally?
I never.
Never?
I bought Dior foundation, worst waste of money in my life because I never used it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say worst foundation ever. I was like,
no.
Can we say this here?
I gave it to my mom actually, for my mom uses foundation.
So I've just kind of blended kind of like a really light coverage all over. So I haven't used much, but we can still see parts of your skin. We can still see a couple of freckles, which is kind of what I want. So next, I'm just going to go in with a NARS Creamy Concealer. I've actually had to mix two today. I don't have all the colours in my kit, but I've mixed two to get the shade, which I often do. As a makeup artist, you can't obviously carry around everything, but I've just used a slightly lighter and a slightly darker one just to get that perfect colour. I'm just going to be blending it underneath. So I'm just blending it. You're looking at me. So I'm just finishing blending in the concealer. So I'm blending in the concealer, and I'm just bringing it slightly down. And I also am putting a little bit around the mouth. You can't stay serious now. Moving on. So next I'm going to be taking the Rich Cream Contour by Huda Beauty. So I'm actually going to be using this NARS flat brush. So if you could go slightly side on for me, perfect. And I'm just going to be applying it under the cheekbones for a little bit of definition. Because we haven't used a huge amount of foundation, there's not loads on the skin, so I don't want to be using loads of powders on the skin. I'm just going to use a little bit of the cream, and as you can see, it just gives a really nice, like a nice contour, but soft. Your hair's going to cover it anyway, isn't it? We'll bring it slightly lower down. Your hair's amazing. Do you do anything to your hair? No.
I mean, yeah, a lot. I do a lot to my hair. What am I saying? No, I do. I work my hair every day.
Do you?
It's like, yeah, it's like proper work. But it's actually easier when I'm home in Dominican. I do more like natural stuff, like we like plantain or vanilla, coconut oil. I do like a lot of natural stuff, but when I'm here, it's quite hard.
It's quite hard
to keep it like looking nice or healthy.
And the water's really harsh here, hey?
The water is harsh on my hair here.
So I'm just gonna switch brushes, and I'm gonna use my Duo Fiber brush. Oh, I'm gonna get that hair off cheek. I'm just gonna use a Duo Fiber brush just to go over. Just to be a little bit more precise. I felt like I couldn't be as precise with that brush. So because this is quite warm as well, I'm going to bring it slightly further down onto the face and almost use it as a little bit of a blusher. Just because I think there's so much colour on the eyes, I don't think we need a huge amount of colour on the face. So now to add a little bit of highlighter, I'm just going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid highlighter in bronze, just to give that beautiful golden glow. I'm going to apply that on the cheeks, and also down the centre of the nose, and also on the top lip. To finish off this look, I'm just going to be taking my Spice lip liner, and I'm just going to go around the lip line, just filling in at the corners. So using green, I think it's really nice to use like peachy and pink tones. I think it complements green really well. And I'm going to be doing that on the other side. And then I'm going to finish this look by using the Trendsetter liquid lipstick by Huda Beauty. And because I don't want it too harsh, the lip, I'm just going to slightly smudge out the liners and just blend in it. Blend in the pencil and the liquid lipstick together. Just so we get more of a natural look. I don't want a blocky lipstick just because the eyes are so major. I'm just going to take this Chai lipstick by Smashbox. And with my Zoeva lip brush, I'm just going to apply that all over the lips. And then I'm just going to pat it out. What I don't want is like a really harsh lip line, so I don't want the lip to be that bold. So I'm just going to blend it out with my finger so it's a little bit more smudgy.